Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I like her cards. I know I have another deck, at least one. I just can't think of what it's called. Relationship first, single second. Capricorn. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the masculine. That's a fun card. Ooh, Capricorn, what's going on here with you? Okay. Your partner... Is it your partner? Yeah. They've got the... As a high priest? Yep, the high priest, which is reminiscent of the Hierophant. And they got the wisdom card right with it. They're making decisions. They're making decisions they feel are correct based on how life is lived. What does that mean? It's kind of like A plus B equals C to them. The way they're looking at it, this happens, you do that, and you get this outcome. Like, I'm trying to get this across the correct way. The reason they're doing what they're doing is because they literally feel like it's what's expected, what is necessary, what is supposed to happen next. And they got the wisdom here, like, this is how you make things work out right in the long run. So they're forcing something forward. I'm also getting that they don't really... They're not totally... Like, I almost feel like they're forcing themselves to want to do this or to do this. Like, they're almost like they're forcing themselves to do this. They're more invested in the outcome is what I'm getting. And they're also looking at this in the sense of, like, this has to happen. They know this is not something you're going to like. But they're kind of like, it's either you're unhappy now or you're unhappy later. So to them, it's like a fruitless win in the sense of, like, you're going to be upset either now or later. And it might as well be now. But it also balances out, like, if you're if you're happy now, you're going to be unhappy later. If you're unhappy now, you will be happy later. So it's kind of like, to them, it's like balancing out. It's kind of like either way they do this, there's going to be a moment where you're unhappy, but there's also going to be a moment where this balances out. It's just kind of weird. It feels like they have to do it now. It's better to do it now than to just let it linger. And they're telling you what's going to happen. They are telling you what's going to happen, and you don't like it. You got the Three of Swords. You're like, I don't like this. And it stresses you out. Like, this might keep you up at night, stress you out. You're just kind of like, I don't want to do that. I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to be the situation. No, 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 no. I do not like, do not like, do not like. And the reason you do not like is because the way things are right now, you're happy with the way they currently are. You're like, I don't think we need to make this decision. I don't want that decision to happen. But they're making it. They have to is how they feel about it. They're letting you know ahead of time. It's stressing you out. It's keeping you up at night. You like the way things are. Your challenge card is the Six of Wands, it's the challenge card. Feeling like you can fix it. Feeling like you can win, and I'm getting you literally can't. Your partner has the control. Your partner will do this. It will happen. The challenge card is for you to realize that you can't win this out. You can't change it. But you're very strong, so it's hard to convince you of that is what I'm getting. You have to convince yourself. You have to look at the honesty of what's actually happening, because that's telling me this makes it worse on you. The longer you think you can overcome this or correct this, the longer this is painful for you, the worse it seems to be for you. We all have these moments. So it keeps going forward. Your partner does come through with what they say they're going to do. The Ace of Wands pops up on their side. They do make the decision. They do make it happen. It does go forward. You do not like it. You got the Ten of Swords. When it actually takes off, you're like, you're not happy. You're devastated because when it does finally kick forward, it's clear that you're not going to be able to fix it. You're not going to be able to correct it. Once the horse is out the gate, whatever you want to say, the realization is there. There's nothing to do now. You don't like it. You're not going to like it. There's no way I can color that to where you're going to like it. You're not going to like it. You have the masculine, the divine masculine, I think is what it's called. Nope, the masculine and the path. Now, the thing is with the masculine, and this card is like the lunar masculine, I want to say. The lunar god, the masculine. It's coming to terms with like what's actually happening here. Seeing things from a different perspective. And then you got the path here, like it's forcing yourself to go somewhere you don't want to go. Especially with the masculine, like I'm used to seeing the moon as a female entity, if that makes sense, like divinely female. But they're saying here that like not everybody views it that way, but also like there's some of each in both. Like it's hard for you to see something a different way, but they're saying the sooner you do and you find yourself the path out of this, you don't have to feel this anymore. That's your path away from feeling devastated, is to force yourself to see things differently. Because what I'm getting here is like you don't like it, but it's not like you enjoy not liking it. Like who enjoys that? But the sooner you decide to turn about face and just go with the situation, just flow with it. And they're telling me it seems very abrupt because you're just kind of like, when it's going forward and it's just, there's nothing you can do to stop it, you do resist for a moment, but they're saying the sooner you decide to go with it, and you got the Ace of Wands here, it's like you're literally supporting the situation. You don't really want to. You still don't want to, but it's kind of like, I'm not looking to work against myself anymore. The sooner you turn around your perspective and just kind of flow with it, the less sadness, the less disappointment you're going to have with it. I know this seems like an odd card for Capricorn because this is a quick movement and it's not really, like I feel like once you start going with the current of what's happening, it just seems to like you catch right into it quicker than you expect to. You get pulled right along. It's kind of like you're fighting against, you're holding on to this rock and there's a strong water current coming past you, but once you let go of that rock, it sweeps you away. That's kind of what I'm feeling is happening here. I don't feel like you're driving it forward with all this energy, but it's just like the current is taking you away. And when you let go and just let it happen and go with it, things can finally, it's easier. How's that? It's easier. You're not using so much strength to hold onto that rock to not get taken away by the current. When you let it go, it drags you along with it, and it just, before you know it, you're going along with it. This sounds familiar. You've got these two cards for your partner. They've got the Emperor and they got the Growth here for you. They are considering you. They are looking out for you. They know you don't like it right now. In fact, some of them I feel like would look at it like they don't think you like them that much right now. You know, grain of salt. Take that where you need to take it. But they are looking out for you. And when you let go and when you let go, they are going to consider that this is not easy for you, and they're going to try to help the current. They're going to try to steer you away from other rocks in the sense of like they don't want you to get hit, because you might come across a couple more rocks that you're not going to be able to really grab onto, but they'll just kind of going to be hits. It's going to be hard. It's not going to help you. So they're going to try to help steer you into a good place. They're going to try to help get you to shore so you can step out and find your own comfortable spot again. They got Growth here. It's saying they're going to keep it going the way it needs to go. But the Emperor on their side is like they're definitely looking out for you. They're going to try to make this as easy as possible once you start going the direction they need it to go. Once you start going the direction they need it to go, they're going to try to help you get to like a place where you're semi-comfortable or as comfortable as they can see you'll be, or they're going to look out for you. Let's just make that the thing. They're going to look out for you. They're going to try to help keeping in line with the change. They are looking out for you. They do care. And they knew this wasn't going to be easy, but when you let go, like they understand that was not easy for you. They do understand that, and they do care. So they're going to do what they can to help you. I think we're good. I don't know what this means, but there you go. Anything else? Yeah, it'll be fine. All right. We're going to let it, I don't know. I hope that's not pessimistic. I know every now and then somebody like puts a comment like, do you ever do a positive reading? I think I do. I don't know. It depends on when you're coming across. I hope this is a good one. It's how the cards came out. I mean, what good's a positive reading if it's just not going to resonate anyway? I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's do Capricorn singles. What do we have for Capricorn singles? Oh, we got a couple cards pushing right out. That, okay. Okay. There's a problem. Third-party influence, right off the bat. Right off the bat. Be aware of these things happening in the distance. Two of Wands reversed, the shadow side, and the Three of Swords. Somebody around you is really not happy. They don't want you having opportunities that they don't have. So some of you might be dealing with an ex-lover, an ex-partner in some respect. Or it could be a relative, a jealous relative. They're working against you, they're not happy, and they don't think you should be happy either. So this is somebody who's just very jealous of you having opportunities. This is right off the bat. Right off the bat, like, they're working against you. Keep it in mind. And I'm also getting the World card in the past. Like, they have an axe to grind. They're just trying to get in your way. I'm getting the World card connected with this. Like, you moved on from something. You left something behind, and somebody's really bitter about it. Now, I'm seeing like you do have opportunities come towards you, but there seems to be weird situations. Like you got the Three of Cups overshadowing your Five of Cups, which you'd think would be good. They're telling me it's not. There's too much going on around you. Too many people know what's going on with you. Too many people seem to see what you're going towards because something isn't right here. With this 5 and 3, I'm actually feeling like this is not good. People are talking, and there's people who do not wish you anything negative, but they're divulging information, not realizing who they're talking to. Somebody's working against you here, and somebody's going to make life difficult for you. Because you have a person coming towards you. You got the Sun card here, and you're going through some situations here where you have people working against you. You got that Five of Pentacles. But someone's coming towards you, but there's things working against you here. There's idle chat. I don't know if it's say idle chat, but there's like gossip or something. It's not right. Something isn't right here, and I don't like it. And when this person's coming towards you with the Sun card, you like them. You're falling for this person. You're like, this could be a really great relationship. You're falling for this person. You're immediately identifying with those love feelings. How far you're going with that is your own business. I get that. Well, the whole thing is, isn't it? But you're feeling it. You know it's there. You're excited. You're meeting somebody that you really like, but energy's working against you. It's kind of like you've got these beautiful new seeds for great plants, for this great crop, but you're in this cold area where this is not the time to really plant this situation. And I'm getting here, the person who's coming towards you is getting heavily affected by this information. Somebody's like pushing information towards them, literally seeking them out and telling them things that I don't think is right. This is really odd. I don't usually do readings like this, but they're trying to warn you that there's a third-party influence that's trying to cause you problems. Because the person who's coming towards you that you're having all these feelings for, things start off really great. It's almost like the first date is great. But then they seem to be reluctant for the second or third. One of the two. They seem to be reluctant. They seem to be pulling back. And you're not understanding why. You're left questioning, why are they pulling back? It seems so good. Why did they pull back? And you're left with no answers with the Five of Pentacles. I'm still feeling that Five of Pentacles, like things are not working out right. And they're not understanding. They like you. Everything they see, everything they experience with you, they like. But this other information that's coming towards them is just becoming an issue. And they're affected by it. Now, the Magician is here in the overall situation. So who is the Magician? It's not you. It seems to be this other person coming towards you. That's the Magician. The Magician is actually the other person. And they seem to be having the strength here to like bring this forward or talk out what the problem is and questioning if this is something they want to do. To make this work out, the past has to be disconnected. Something that ended has to be resolved. Now, how do you do that? You got the Eight of Cups, which it's interesting with the Eight of Pentacles thought that's popping in, because it's not down here on the table, but it's kind of like showing that something is over and kind of addressing it in an acceptable way. That seems like a challenge. Because I feel like this person doesn't seem to be disappearing. They are holding back. I feel like their attraction to you is strong enough to, while there's some things coming towards them that are making this more of a difficult situation than they care for, they're seeing enough value in you that they don't want to give up. And I feel like the Eight of Cups is kind of saying, at some point you're going to you're going to have to kind of address this. Something about moving on from the past and what's something you didn't like from the past without getting overly detailed. See, the energy gets rough, like the hiccups are starting for me. Because I feel it's kind of like, I don't really want to bring up that. Like, why would I talk about that? But then this influence, like, it has to be squelched. It has to be shut down. So I feel like you have to vaguely talk about, I've had disappointments in the past, very vaguely about what those disappointments were. Like, maybe it was a cheating thing or something else. So I walked away from that, and I'm glad to be over with that energy. I'm glad to be going towards you because I don't feel any worry with that at all. It has to be, you definitely want to keep it kind of vague, but you kind of have to put it out there. And this, because that influence is there, and it's being, like, from what I'm connecting, if this reading really hits with you, it's a deceptive person who's a little bit underhanded. And I feel like you might have to address, like, I've had other people in my past that were very deceptive and were very manipulative, and I'm glad that I'm glad that I'm moving away from that energy. I don't worry about that at all with you, and I feel like life has great new opportunities again. I feel like I'm healing from that, and that life feels good again. I feel good about myself, and I feel good about the people I surround myself with. Something to that effect. Because you don't want to bring in the dirty details of that person, because, with them. But you kind of have to address it, because it's almost like you have to acknowledge something isn't right, because I feel like you're going to be catching on that something is a little off, but you don't want to start this whole thing. This person doesn't really want to be a part of it, by the way, which makes this even more tricky in my opinion. They don't really want to be a part of it. That person is seeking them out, though, is what I'm getting. But by you just vaguely addressing it and moving on from it, what I'm getting here is you get a very stable place to build from, because you want to. You both seem to be wanting to build this situation, but it's kind of squelching that problem very vaguely, just at this point, just vaguely making note of it and moving on from it and how it's not a problem. You're starting a stable point to build from. This person is seeing more of you, negating this person who's coming towards them, and investing more in you and seeing, like, all right, this is what's going on. This is a good thing. This other person, like, everybody. Like, I feel like what they're saying or what they're realizing is, like, everybody ends up with a dork in their life sooner or later. And the fact that this one's trying to cause more problems for you, the Virgo, they're just like, I just feel like they're kind of like, all right, I see that for what it is. And they're moving away from that energy and moving towards you. They literally don't want anything to do with that. And it's like by vaguely addressing it, you're moving it on. I think we're good. All right. Very interesting reading. We didn't get any oracle cards on that. I feel like they don't want to sugarcoat it as something. Like, they don't want to make this anything. Like, if this reading is hitting, that's what's happening, and that's what needs to be done to get rid of it. All right. I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Information is also below. Thank you.